Introduction. Evil, a word that conjures a primal chill, transcends simple definition, yet resonates with undeniable familiarity. It doesn't require visual confirmation. Its presence is palpable, a deeply unsettling intuition. The sinister truth is that evil rarely announces itself with fanfare. Instead, it operates in the shadows, camouflaged by disarming smiles, superficial acts of kindness, and carefully constructed facades. This deceptive nature isn't confined to stereotypical dark alleys or isolated locations. It can fester within the most trusted environments, schools, places of worship, and even the homes of friends. It is precisely this insidious and often silent presence that renders it so incredibly perilous. When one finally penetrates the carefully crafted mask and acknowledges the darkness lurking beneath the surface, a critical shift occurs. Evil doesn't passively retreat. It reacts with calculated force, revealing its true form in unexpected ways. This reaction isn't necessarily characterized by overt aggression, but rather by a series of calculated, manipulative maneuvers designed to instill confusion, exert intimidation, and ultimately maintain control. This essay, accompanied by original video content, will delve into these behaviors, drawing upon the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy to dissect 7 specific tactics employed by individuals who embody evil when they realize their deceptions have been uncovered. This isn't simply about identifying these warning signs. It's about cultivating a deeper understanding of their psychological underpinnings, fostering the ability to remain calm under pressure, and developing unwavering resolve. Knowledge serves as the most potent weapon in this struggle, and through this exploration, you will gain the tools necessary to recognize, resist, and safeguard yourself against these insidious tactics. We embark on this journey not with trepidation, but with unwavering clarity and unwavering courage, ready to confront the darkness head-on. Body. The insidious nature of evil is multifaceted, but when its carefully constructed facade begins to crumble, specific behaviors emerge. These behaviors are not random. They're calculated strategies designed to regain control and maintain the upper hand. Let's examine these 7 telltale signs. Sign 1. They emit strange vibrations. Vibrations are more than fleeting sensations. They are profound instincts, an internal alarm system ringing within the very core of our being. We exist within a vast ocean of energy where everything, including individuals, emits unique frequencies. When encountering someone with malicious intent, their negative energy doesn't merely affect our minds. It permeates the surrounding space, leaving us with a profound sense of unease. This is not mere imagination. It's a tangible manifestation of the toxic energy they project. Toxic individuals are often masters of subtlety. When they realize you've seen through their facade, their behavior undergoes subtle yet noticeable shifts. Smiles that once appeared genuine now seem calculated and insincere. Questions suddenly become invasive, designed to expose vulnerabilities. Each word and gesture carries an unspoken message. I won't let you get away so easily. These vibrations aren't just unsettling. They constitute a deliberate strategy, a form of manipulation designed to regain control. In my own experience in the workplace, a colleague I once trusted unveiled their true nature: selfish, envious, and relentlessly scheming. Upon recognizing their true colors and creating distance, they shifted tactics. Instead of direct confrontation, they began asking unnecessary questions, meticulously monitoring my every move, and even spreading rumors to tarnish my reputation. Initially, the stress was overwhelming, disrupting sleep and fueling anxiety. However, I realized that the most effective countermeasure wasn't retaliation, but unwavering calm and steadfast focus on my work. I learned to disregard their negative vibrations, redirecting my energy towards productive endeavors. As I ceased reacting, their influence began to dissipate. Stoic philosophy offers a vital lesson in such moments. Epictetus wisely stated, We are disturbed not by what happens to us, but by our judgment of what happens. The truth is that strange vibrations and negative energy can't harm you unless you grant them permission. When confronted with manipulative behavior, maintaining inner calm is paramount. Those unsettling vibrations are merely a test of resilience, an opportunity to demonstrate that composure and wisdom are more potent than any malicious intent. Sign 2. They lie to cover up past lies. Lies are akin to a finely woven web, a tangled construct from which even the weaver cannot escape. Each lie doesn't merely conceal the truth. It adds another thread to this intricate web, increasing the complexity of the overall deception. When malicious individuals realize their deceit has been exposed, they rarely choose to confront it honestly. Instead, they spin more lies, constructing new layers of deception in a desperate attempt to regain control. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, wisely stated, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This perfectly encapsulates the mindset of those who live by lies. They deceive not only others, but also imprison themselves within a self-constructed reality, blinding themselves to the light of truth. We've all encountered lies at some point, and perhaps even been less than truthful ourselves. Research indicates that the average person tells 1 to 2 lies per day, often minor untruths intended to avoid hurting someone's feelings or to be polite. However, malicious individuals don't lie to protect others' emotions. They lie to protect themselves, conceal their wrongdoings, and safeguard their personal interests. When one lie is exposed, instead of admitting fault, they continue to deny and fabricate a chain of stories to justify their initial deception. This leads to an endless cycle where each new lie entangles them further in betrayal. Such individuals don't merely break trust. They betray themselves. Deep down, they are aware that with each lie, they drift further from the truth and deeper into a pit of dishonesty. Deceit doesn't just destroy relationships. It erodes their own sense of self-worth. I once had a close friend, someone I trusted implicitly, who approached me with a fabricated story of financial hardship and requested a short-term loan. Trusting him, I readily provided the money. However, I later discovered that he had not used the funds as claimed, instead indulging in extravagant purchases. When confronted, he didn't admit the truth. He denied everything and fabricated another elaborate story to conceal his actions, blaming external circumstances and even attempting to make me feel guilty for doubting him. This experience revealed that such individuals do not value trust. They are willing to break it and harm those around them to achieve their objectives. They know that each lie drives them further from the truth, yet they persist because, to them, truth is not something to embrace, but something to conceal. When dealing with such people, maintaining composure and clarity is crucial. Stoic philosophy teaches that it's not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. Don't allow lies to disrupt your peace of mind. The truth is always more powerful than any web of deceit. Sign 3. They only come around when they need something. Have you ever felt like you were merely a pit stop in someone else's journey? They appear when they need you most, showering you with sweet words and sincere gestures, but vanish without hesitation the moment they get what they want. This leaves you questioning whether your kindness has been exploited. People like this never genuinely care about you. They only care about what they can extract from the relationship. When they realize you've seen through their facade, their actions become more calculated and deliberate. Initially, they create the illusion of trustworthy companionship, always present when you need them. However, once you begin to see their darker side, it becomes evident that they only appear when they have something to gain, and when you are in need, they're nowhere to be found. These individuals are opportunistic, always calculating their moves. When there is nothing left to gain, they withdraw, leaving you feeling betrayed and hurt. What's even more disheartening is when, after things settle down, they return with insincere apologies and meticulously crafted excuses, hoping you'll believe their absence was circumstantial rather than intentional. They rely on your forgiving nature, to grant them re-entry into your life. However, remember that their return isn't about valuing you. It's about seizing another opportunity to exploit your kindness. I once worked with a colleague who initially seemed genuinely supportive of my projects. He readily put in extra hours and offered valuable advice, leading me to believe he was a reliable ally. However, during a major crisis at work when I needed support, he remained completely silent, offering no gestures of concern. After I resolved the issue independently, he reappeared with excuses, claiming he was too busy or didn't want to add to my stress. It became clear that he was not a true ally. He was only present when it benefited him. Stoic philosophy teaches us that, in such situations, there is no need for anger or resentment. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." While we cannot control the behavior of others, we can control our response. The absence of people like this isn't a loss. It's an opportunity to free yourself from unhealthy relationships and focus on building genuine, meaningful connections. Remember that kindness is not weakness. It's a strength, but only when you know how to set boundaries. Those who truly value you won't exploit you. They'll stand by you even in the toughest of times. Sign 4. They try to make you feel stupid. Have you ever opened up to someone about your pain or struggles, only to hear responses like, "Why didn't you see that coming?" Or "Why would you even do that?" These seemingly harmless comments carry an invisible weight, making you feel small, ashamed, and even blame yourself for not being good enough. This isn't the empathy you were hoping for. It's a veiled psychological blow. In that moment, they've achieved their goal, making you feel weak, isolated, and easier to manipulate. Toxic people often use this tactic to maintain control over others. They want you to doubt yourself, to question your abilities and worth. When you fall into that trap, you become more vulnerable to their influence. What's frightening is that they do this not to build a genuine connection, but to keep you within their orbit of control, where they can continue their manipulation unchallenged. Instead of being true companions, they become masters of control, hiding their true nature behind sharp words and actions disguised as concern. Stoic philosophy offers a clear perspective on this situation. Marcus Aurelius stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Insults, mockery, or attempts to make you feel foolish can only affect you if you allow them to penetrate your mind. A Stoic would not react with anger or sorrow. They would step back, observe the situation as an outsider, and remind themselves that true value doesn't come from others' words, but from inner tranquility and self-respect. I recall a story from my own life. During a journey abroad, I met a new friend who initially seemed incredibly caring and always ready to help. However, every time I shared a decision or an idea, he would make remarks that left me feeling inadequate. Comments like, "Why didn't you think further ahead?" Or "That's so obvious." I began to doubt my own abilities. Over time, I realized he wasn't a true friend. He wasn't interested in helping me grow. He just wanted to control how I felt about myself. Stoic philosophy taught me how to navigate these situations. Instead of letting his words hurt me, I learned to keep my mind steady and not let emotions take over. I realized that my reaction was the one thing I could control. From then on, I stopped being affected by his negative remarks and no longer felt the need to seek validation from someone who was trying to diminish me. Remember, your worth doesn't lie in what others say about you, but in how you confront the challenges life throws your way. Toxic people can only make you feel small if you let them. Stand firm in your inner strength. Focus on what you can control and never let anyone steal your confidence and peace of mind. Sign 5. They come with a new reputation, reinventing their narrative. Have you ever looked at someone and thought they might truly embody deceit and cruelty? If your answer is yes, you're not alone. Evil in people doesn't always reveal itself through overt actions or words. On the contrary, it often hides under a perfect guise of kindness, convincing you that they're just ordinary. But the most frightening thing isn't how they conceal their true nature. It's how they manipulate your perception, making you doubt yourself and the truths you've uncovered. Evil individuals aren't just bad people. They're masters of disguise, skilled in psychological games that you may not even realize you're being drawn into. When they discover you've seen through them, they won't confront the truth. Instead, they act quickly to change how you perceive them. It's not an honest apology. It's a new narrative crafted with intricate details and emotional undertones designed to make you think you've misunderstood them. Imagine having a colleague infamous for being deceitful and untrustworthy. One day, you confront them, and rather than admitting their actions, they tell you an emotional story about their troubled past and how they've changed. It sounds so convincing that you begin to question yourself. But this is their strategy, creating confusion and making you doubt your judgment. I've been through this myself. Someone I trusted completely turned out to be manipulative and deceitful. When I uncovered the truth, instead of admitting their wrongs, they spun an elaborate tale to change my perception of them. For a long time, I was trapped in self-doubt, wondering if I was being too harsh or if I had judged them unfairly. But eventually, I realized that every explanation, every story was just a smoke screen to obscure the truth. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Evil people understand this all too well. If they can manipulate your thoughts, they can control your perception and actions. But Stoic philosophy teaches us an essential lesson. Keep a clear mind. Don't let fleeting emotions or fabricated stories cloud your judgment. When someone goes out of their way to rebuild their reputation after being caught, remember that it's rarely genuine remorse. It's another tactic to maintain control. Evil doesn't just change its outward appearance. It leaves behind an unsettling feeling, a vague sense of discomfort that you can't quite explain. When you feel this, trust your instincts. Pay attention to the signals your heart is sending you, because they might be your most valuable warning. Don't be deceived by carefully crafted narratives or meticulously hidden facades. Stay vigilant, question everything, and protect the truth within your mind. Sign 6. They act like they don't know what they are doing, feigned innocence. Have you ever wondered how to recognize someone who's intentionally hiding their true nature? This isn't just an intriguing question. It's a survival skill in today's complex world. When exposed, toxic individuals rarely confront the truth with dignity. Instead, they deploy their most cunning strategy, feigning innocence, pretending not to know, or even casting themselves as the victim. They aim to deceive you into believing they had no awareness of the harm they've caused, leaving you confused and questioning your own emotions. This behavior isn't just a denial of responsibility. It's a form of malicious psychological manipulation. For example, you might express your pain hoping for an apology, but instead they respond with a sarcastic question like, "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" This not only invalidates your feelings, but also shifts the blame onto you. It's not merely clever. It's a calculated move to make you feel guilty as though you were the one in the wrong. I experienced something similar during my time living in a new place. I had a friend I initially thought was trustworthy, but they exploited my kindness. When I finally recognized their behavior and confronted them, they feigned complete ignorance. "Oh, I didn't realize you felt that way. Why didn't you say something earlier?" They said in a tone that was both innocent and dismissive. In that moment, I felt not only hurt, but also as though my understanding of reality was being twisted. They made me question whether I was being overly sensitive. But after some reflection, I realized this was their way of controlling me, manipulating me to evade accountability. Stoic philosophy teaches us that how we react to such situations is what truly matters. Epictetus once said that we are not disturbed by events themselves, but by how we interpret them. Toxic individuals may try to distort the truth, but you don't need to let them define your emotions or experiences. You have every right to stand firm in your truth and your values. Don't let their deceit shake you. These individuals will always seek to avoid consequences, casting themselves as innocent victims to confuse and make you doubt yourself. But the key is to remain steadfast and not let them erode your confidence in the truth. Stoicism reminds us that true strength lies in self-control and resilience. By protecting the truth and resisting emotional manipulation, you can overcome the challenges they impose. Remember, the truth is always the guiding light that will lead you through even the darkest times. Sign 7. They try to manipulate you, playing puppet master with your emotions. Manipulation is like a silent yet destructive storm, shaking your confidence and stripping away your control over your own life. Manipulators don't always appear overtly aggressive. They often hide behind a perfect facade of kindness, concern, or even love. But don't be fooled by appearances. They use subtle tactics to take control of your emotions, leaving you feeling isolated, doubtful of yourself, and eventually dependent on them. Imagine someone close to you constantly expressing concern and care in every situation. They check in on you, offer advice, and insist they only want the best for you. But beneath their words lies a darker motive. Their advice isn't meant to help you grow, but to make you doubt yourself. A woman once shared with me a story about her mother. Every time she wanted to start a new relationship, her mother would gently say, "Are you sure they won't hurt you? Think about all the mistakes you've made before." These seemingly caring words instilled fear in her, eroded her confidence, and ultimately made her abandon promising opportunities in her life. Manipulators like this are masters at wielding emotional intelligence to control you. They don't just identify your vulnerabilities. They weaponize them to make you feel powerless, small, and ultimately reliant on them. They may even disguise their manipulative actions as acts of kindness, convincing you that they're the only person you can trust. But in reality, they're slowly taking control of your life, one calculated step at a time. In Stoic philosophy, true happiness doesn't come from seeking validation from others, but from mastering your own mind. Allowing someone to manipulate you means surrendering your freedom and becoming a puppet in their hands. This is something a Stoic would never tolerate, as personal freedom is a core, non-negotiable value. One common tactic of manipulators is making you feel incapable. They make you believe you can't handle anything on your own, that without them your life will spiral into chaos. A man once shared how his wife would constantly tell him, "You can't take care of the kids by yourself. What do you know besides earning money?" Hearing these words day after day, he began to lose faith in his abilities to the point where he wouldn't make any decisions without her approval. Breaking free from manipulation requires setting firm boundaries and defending them at all costs. When you say no, stand by it. When you set limits, don't let anyone bend them. Stoic philosophy reminds us that while we can't control other people's actions, we always have control over how we respond to them, and that is your true power. No one can take it from you unless you allow it. Remember, manipulation only works if you let it. A self-reliant and resolute mind is never swayed by someone else's psychological games. This is your moment to stand up, reclaim control over your life, and refuse to play their game. Don't let the pain turn you into a puppet. Let it become the strength you need to break free. Conclusion. We've uncovered the 7 distinct behaviors that toxic individuals exhibit when they realize you've seen through their true nature. These signs not only help you understand the hidden intentions behind their facade, but also empower you to protect yourself from their harmful influence. Stoic philosophy reminds us that true strength lies in maintaining inner calm and self-control. No one can truly harm you if you know how to safeguard your mind and your resolve. Remember this: toxic people will always try to manipulate and control you, but your real power lies in not letting them disrupt your inner peace. Each time you refuse to let them dictate your emotions, you not only shield your serenity, but also reinforce your self-respect and autonomy. Let the lessons from this essay and accompanying video become a part of your mental armor, equipping you to face life's challenges with clarity and courage. True resilience lies not in avoiding darkness, but in cultivating the strength to navigate it with unwavering integrity.